Hey folks, Stuart here from Quick Shopify Tutorials. Today we're going to be talking about products and how we set them up in the back end of Shopify. If you're setting up your Shopify store for the first time, you'll want to start with products for a couple of reasons. Firstly, this is the main reason that your customers are going to come to your store. They're going to want to buy something, so it makes sense to start here. But also, there are a lot of other areas within the Shopify admin that you'll need to have your product set up for before you can start working with them. So to get started, we're going to find the products link in the sidebar. Clicking on this will take us to our products list. Once we have our products set up, this page will show us a list of all of our products. But right now we don't have anything, so we're just going to go and click the Add Product button, and this is going to take us to the product setup page. As we go through the product page, there'll be a couple of areas that I mention, such as collections or variants. Don't worry if you don't understand these things yet. I will be covering them in more detail in later videos. So I have my product information ready to go. I'll be setting up this t-shirt that I've designed. We'll start by entering the easy stuff first, such as product title and description, and then we'll make our way through the rest of the page. Now you can see that there are some extra buttons above the description field. These allow you to add some extra formatting such as bold, italic, headings, and lists. You can also add links and images directly into the description if you need. There is also an HTML view, so if you're comfortable with editing the HTML, then you can jump in here and do so. Next, I'm going to add my image. I can do this simply by dragging my image onto this area here. After this, I'm going to add the pricing. So you can see that there are two fields here, price and compare at price. The price field is what Shopify is going to use when the customer purchases your product. I'm going to sell my shirt for $25, so I'm just going to put this in here. The compare at field is used for showing what the price would have been if it was currently on sale. So for instance, this shirt is normally $30, but I'm selling it for $5 off. So I'll put $30 into the compare at field. Now, when the product is shown to the customer, they'll see the price of $25 with 30 next to it crossed out. You also have the ability to say whether this product contains taxes. I'm just going to leave this checked for now. There are some other tax settings under the store's general settings. So I'll go into different options and how they work together in another video. Inventory. So if you're keeping physical stock, then these fields can be really helpful for tracking things like the SKU or the barcode. Shopify has the ability to track your stock, which is important if you're selling an item that has limited numbers or you only carry limited stock. Setting this to track inventory will reveal the quantity field. Here you can enter however many items you have. So I'm just going to say I have 30 tees. The checkbox below this allows you to set if Shopify can oversell your products. If this is unchecked, when the quantity reaches 0, your storefront will show to your customers that this product is sold out. If it is checked, it will continue to sell the product even if the quantity reaches 0. Now, there's a neat little trick that we sometimes use if an item is on pre-sale. Setting the quantity to 0 and setting it to oversell will result in the numbers running backwards into the negatives. At the end of your pre-sale period, you'll then know how many items you've sold. Shipping. Is this a physical product or is it a digital product? And does it actually need to be shipped? If this is unchecked, then customers won't need to enter a shipping address and they won't be presented with shipping rates during the checkout. If it is checked, then we can set its weight. Now, if you have weight-based shipping rates, then Shopify will use this information to display the appropriate rates to the customer during the checkout. If you're based inside the US or Canada, then you have the option to use Shopify shipping. This will allow you to show your customers shipping rates calculated by USPS or Canada Post based on the items in their cart. You'll then be able to print labels directly from Shopify. As part of this, you'll need to set the harmonized system tariff code on each product. If you're outside the US or Canada, then you don't really need to worry about this field. Lastly, you have the ability to select which fulfillment service is being used for this product. You can use services such as fulfillment by Amazon, as well as a bunch of others, or you can set your own custom fulfillment services. I don't have any currently set up, and I'll be handling the fulfillment of this shirt myself, so I'm just going to leave this set as manual. Moving down to variants, if your product comes in a couple of different variations, such as size or color, then this is where you're going to want to set that up. I only have one size and color for my t-shirt right now. I'm going to come back and explain this in more depth in a different video. And right at the bottom of the page is the search engine listing. Now, this might look familiar to you if you've ever done a Google search. This is where you can edit the page title and meta description for each product. This information is used when your pages are displayed on search engines. The page title is also what is shown in the tab heading at the top of your browser. By default, these are filled in from the product title and description that we set earlier, but you can edit these if you need. The last field here is the URL and the handle. This is going to be the URL of the product on your storefront. The bulk of this is actually dictated by your store's domain and by Shopify, such as all products will have /products in the URL. You can alter the last part of the URL, and this is what's known as the handle. This handle also acts as a unique identifier for your product and will follow it around the Shopify admin and storefront, although mostly under the hood. Just know that if someone mentions the product handle, then this is what they're talking about. Cool, so we're not quite finished yet. Heading back to the top of the page, we still have a couple of sections to fill out. First, the sales channel. Because Shopify is more than just an online store, you have the ability to set up products and sell them through different sales channels, such as in a retail store with Shopify POS, on Facebook and Instagram, and even through Amazon or eBay. This section allows you to set which of these channels this product is being sold through. Right now, I only have the online store available, so I'm just going to leave that set as is. We also have the ability to set the date and time for when this product is going to be published. If we leave these fields blank, it will be published and available for sale immediately once we've hit the save button. But this is helpful if you want to set something up in the future to go live on a certain date. And lastly, we have the organization section. This allows you to set up some information on the product so we can group or filter things, either in the admin or on the storefront. Product types lets us group like products together, which can be very helpful when we start to make our collections. The vendor allows us to set the manufacturer or the wholesaler for the product. If we're selling items for different brands, then we can actually show this to our customers, or we can just use it to filter the products in the admin to speed up the ordering inventory. I'm just going to set this to myself as I'm the designer of the t-shirt. Now, both of these fields will give you an autocomplete selection as you type, which is made up of the previous types and vendors that you've used. This just helps to ensure that you keep your groups nice and tidy. Below this is the collections. A collection is effectively a group of products. I'll go more into how you can set up your collections in a later video, but this section will show you what collections this product currently exists in, and it'll allow you to quickly add it to certain collections depending on how they're set up. When you first set up your Shopify store, you get one collection by default, which is the homepage collection. Now this is designed to be shown on your store's homepage. So I'm just going to go ahead and add my product to this collection. And then finally, we have tags. Tags are keywords that can be used to group or filter your product both in the storefront and inside the admin. They're added by free typing a list with a comma separating each tag. So I'm just going to add a couple here for my product, such as men's printed tee black. Cool. So now all we have to do is save our product. Once I click the save button either at the bottom of the page or at the top, it's going to reload the page. This product is now available to be sold. You might have noticed that there are a couple of extra little links up here under the title. So duplicate will allow us to spin up a new product based off this one. This one can be really handy if you're entering similar products and only have a couple of things to change. View is going to take us to the products page on the storefront. This is what the customer's going to see when they're visiting your site. Now, there is a lot that you can do with setting up the way the storefront looks and functions, but I'll cover these in a couple of videos in the future. And then lastly is the promote link. So you've created your product and you're now ready to push it out into the world, and this allows you to do so via different social media channels. So that's it for today. I hope that was helpful. If you've got any questions, leave them below in the comments. If you want to see more of these, then remember to hit the like button or subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.